The new drug price war. Who really wins? President Trump just signed an executive order that could slash prescription drug prices by as much as 90%. Sounds great, right? Lower prices, more access, a big win for Americans. But let's pause for a second and ask the real question. Who really wins when drug prices drop? This new executive order revives his earlier most favored nation policy, but this time it comes with sharper teeth. It forces pharmaceutical companies to match the lowest prices they charge in other developed countries. That means if a drug sells for $25 in Germany, but it costs $250 here in the States, American companies have to match their price. And they've got 30 days to comply. If they don't, the government can pursue antitrust charges, block approvals for new drugs, or revoke existing ones. That's a bold move. And it's backed up by a threat most administrations wouldn't dare make. It also takes aim at one of the biggest hidden costs in the system: pharmacy benefit managers. Those are the middlemen who negotiate bulk deals. They mark up the prices and they quietly take that profit in the middle in the background. The executive order tries to cut them out entirely. The goal is simple: more direct consumer pricing, transparent costs, real competition. Now on paper, there's a lot to like, so let's look at the pros. If this policy sticks, people could save hundreds of dollars per month, if not more. Life-saving medications like insulin, asthma inhalers, and anti-seizure drugs could become affordable again. And this just isn't a talking point. This could literally save lives and a lot of money. It would also shine a light on this murky pricing system that we've had here for many years in the United States. Right now, the cost of your prescription depends on your insurance plan, your state, and a mess of private deals that happen in back rooms that you will never see. That's not fair. This policy pushes everything towards a single, clear, fair price, no matter where you live. It could also bring drug prices down across the board, not just for people with insurance. That's a big win for uninsured and underinsured Americans who are often left out of the conversation. It also puts the pressure on big pharma to finally justify their price hikes in the open, which, let's be honest, they've been avoiding for decades. But there are some serious cons too. First, the pharmaceutical lobby is obvious. They argue that price controls will choke investment into new drugs and medical breakthroughs. If the margins disappear, so does their incentive to innovate. At least that's their argument. It's kind of weird though. Every commercial break, half the commercials seem to be big pharma ads, so I don't know if they're doing too bad. Anyways, they've also said this order violates global trade agreements and lawsuits are already being drafted. Big pharma has deep pockets and a long legal playbook. And while the executive order sounds great in a headline, it could take months or even years to actually go into effect. Then there's the international blowback. For years, the United States has overpaid, while other countries got discounts. If that ends, those nations may have to pay more. That could lead to price inflation abroad, production strain, and drug availability issues across the board. And if international markets destabilize, so does supply. There's also risk on the research side. If funding for R&D dries up, we may see slower development of treatments for rare diseases and next-generation therapies. This is where the debate gets nuanced. Lower prices help today. But what about 5 or 10 years from now? And finally, some critics say this is just political theater, a campaign move, a short-term headline designed to energize voters, not fix the system. And let's be honest, how many executive orders actually survive in court anymore anyway? So what's the truth? It's probably somewhere in the middle. This order may help. It may lower costs. It may expose corruption, but it doesn't fix the root problem, because the best drug policy isn't about prices. It's about not needing the drugs in the first place. As a prepared American, start with your body. Start with your health. Eat real food, not the processed stuff full of things you can't even pronounce. Seriously, have you ever looked at the labels of some of the things that you're reading? It's insane. So eat real food. Get outside. Move your body. Get sun on your skin. Sleep. Breathe. Cut the sugar. Ditch the soda. Cook more. Drink water. And if you need to release weight, make it a priority. Not because of how you look, although that is a great reason, but because of how you'll feel and live the rest of your life. Because if you don't have your health, you're vulnerable. If you rely on a dozen prescriptions to function, you're dependent. And if those prescriptions disappear in a supply chain issue or economic collapse, what then? You don't want to be healthy just so you feel better. You want to be healthy so you're free. Free from systems, free from dependence, free from fear, and free from the big pharma profit machine. So yes, the new drug price order might save some people some money, and that's great. But don't make it your plan. Don't count on the system. This is the prepared American, and your strength doesn't come from waiting for help. It comes from taking personal responsibility, making yourself a fraction of a percent better each and every day. Not needing big government or big pharma is freedom. And that is what you are here for. Don't stop here. Click below and keep growing with the Prepared American.